My piggy bank. That doomsday table accounts for tonight's result. That was the heaviest loser.
It lost a hell of a lot of money.
It crippled us. We're going to start calling me the doomsday dealer if I'm not careful.
You are the doomsday dealer.
That's what I said, Freddie. Yeah.
Well, on that one we've picked up 3.5, picked up 6, 9.5. So we've just got down to £5 loss. Very good up to now. If we pick up as much as we've just picked up again on the next 2 boxes, we'll be delighted.
So what are you keeping track of, Steve?
I'm doing winners, losers figures. Who's won, who's lost, who's gone home happy, who's gone home sad, basically. You know, gives an idea of, for the management, who's spending what, you know, and who's winning, who's losing, you know.
What's the value of that kind of information, then?
Well, it's very valuable, actually, because you've got to know where your action is coming from. You've got to know who your good punters are, and I mean, we go out to treat everybody right, but obviously your good punters are going to be in for a little bit of extra every now and again. Look after them, make sure that, you know, because you want them to come back in, you know. And it's the same if somebody's not doing so well. If you've got a regular punter and they're not doing so well, you know, because you get to know them quite well. We're just discussing one particular punter there that is having a bit of a rough time at the moment, you know, and expressing a bit of concern, aren't we, really?
Yes.
You know, we're not heartless.
Let me loose on them.
Don't want to break anybody. Just a business, got to keep it ticking over nicely.
When you say having a rough time, how would you measure that?
Well, losing more than maybe that person can afford, maybe. Not more than, but, you know, a bit too much.
You can never take people at face value in casinos. People can come in with sports shirts on and trousers that are a bit ragged, but I don't know what they've got in the pocket. I don't know who they are or what they are. But there are certain elements who come in there, youngsters, who unfortunately are not working or unemployed, and they're living on what they get from the gyro. And they're hoping to come into the casino with maybe £10 in the pocket or £20 in the pocket and double it. Now, for them, that is a miracle. For people like me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me, because what I'm losing, I'm not actually losing money. I'm telling you something I shouldn't say, but I'm only losing interest on money that I've got, if you follow what I'm saying to you. So it doesn't, but it worries me, but there's nothing I can do about it. It worries me, and I look and see these youngsters coming in, knowing that they can't afford to lose a shilling, never mind a pound.
Figures, Dennis. Roulette, 17,272. Sure. Losing 55.75. Sure. Blackjack, 20.45. Sure. Winning 1,600. Sure. Gaming, 19,317. Sure. Dipping 39.75. Agreed. Good. Start work, John.
Where does that leave you, then? What's the final figure now?
We've lost just short of £4,000 on a just short of £20,000 drop.
Still not good news.
No, but a lot better than we were anticipating.
Morning.
Good morning. Why do we go out to a casino? Why do I back horses? Why? I enjoy it. This is the thing that I work for. We go a lot of holidays, we go cruises, we've been to Singapore, we've been to Hong Kong, we've been to Australia, and I've enjoyed my life. I describe myself as an ordinary guy that's come up pretty much the hard way. My father used to make us suits because he couldn't afford to buy one in a shop. And that's how poor we were. We were very, very poor. I wanted to be my own boss, and that's why I went back into the clothing trade when I came out of the army. And then donkey jackets came onto the market, and I started to make donkey jackets. How I grew big was really a mystery to me. It was just sheer hard work. And eventually a firm came along from London, and they made me this offer. of 1.4 million. I was then 71, and I thought, how long can I go on for? You know, I think I've done more than my share. I now had enough money to live comfortably for the rest of my life. We went to Cannes in September, and I won £5,600 in English money, and that was the most I've won. But we had a tremendous run. We were there for a week, and then we said we'll go back again. That was in about July, I think. In August, said we'll go back again. Went back again. I lost £4,500. Now that was a blow to lose that. See, when you're abroad, you're in a difficult position because I'm working with a credit card, not with cash. And so I was drawing something like £1,000 a day there while I was there, but I was spending it because we had to buy food and we bought presents and whatever. So I lost about 4,500. But that's the biggest hit I've had, about 5,600, and I've lost 4,500. £800 is the most I've lost one night. That's the maximum. We'll go tonight, and I'll go easy to see how things go. You've got to be in a frame of mind to play. It's no good going and saying, oh, you know, I don't fancy my chances tonight. But if you feel like that, don't play. This is our way of life. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I take loads of chances, like doing a bit of buying and selling, and if it comes off and I make money, good. If I don't make money, well, it's just written off, you know. Oh, I'm not really a lady of leisure. I mean, if I go up to work now and I'll hold bags while they fill them, and I'll change sawdust bag, and I'll put a few through spindle moulder, and I've got to do it, you know. Well, when we started, we didn't have anything. But for years, we never took a penny out at fair. I met Maurice when I was about 12. He was my boyfriend after that. We've had our ups and downs, but basically, I think we just have a lot in common socially, you know. Oh, I did a Shirley Valentine, yeah, I left home. I just thought nobody needed me anymore, and I got all depressed. I shouldn't have done that, it was naughty, really. Maurice was always working, he was too busy, he didn't have time to bother. And I weren't used to a fuss making of anyway. But there comes a time sometimes when you think that, well, it's time for me now, and I think they could make a bit more fuss. I would just like part at fittings. And I just thought one day, I've had enough. So I just got up one morning and left home. I went to travel agents and said, get me out of here. Where do you want to go? I said, anywhere. When's the plane going? First plane. He said, there's one going to Mallorca at 2 o'clock. I said, get me on it. So I just did. I was okay for money. I wouldn't have done it if I weren't.
Your health line is a very strong one. Your marriage line too. Yes.
About 7 months I was away altogether. I didn't feel so good, really, because I were a bit timid. I didn't know anybody, and I like to be where I know everybody, you know.
I know you've got many happy memories of the past.
I went on one of them boats that take you around Ireland and all that, and I felt a bit daft. Because I was there in my glitter.
Don't take on too much. You've got a character where you can't say no.
I went round Ireland in this black glittery dress, and everybody were looking at me like I'd gone mental. But that's
very
me.
Close to you. I get cases being packed here. So I therefore feel that these changes will link with a move. Very strong.
If it was just one night a week, then I would have no objections. What it is, it's the way it takes over his life.
Elaine probably spends more time with the horse than I do playing poker. I just do it all in one night or 2 nights. Loads of people have disagreements in their life. I mean, we've been together 10 years now, haven't we? You only get 7 years for murder.
No other married couples that I know, the husband doesn't stay out all night. And he always says to me, oh, you know exactly where I am. But the point is, I don't know where he is. I only know where he tells me he is. And certainly once he's gone out of an evening, I know he's not still at the Clifton at 7 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. I know he isn't still there.
Oh, yeah, but I haven't done that for a long time. And, I mean, she does know where I am, though. Even though she says she doesn't. She knows that I'm at my mates. And I've only done it once this month.
I mean, if the shoe were on the other foot, he would not stand for me not coming home all night. In fact, he'd have had a heart attack if I didn't come home all night.
No, I play. What happens is if I play poker at the Clifton, and when we finish at 4 o'clock, and there's a few of us, and this a friend of mine has a cafe that's open all night, and we'll usually go back to his cafe and have something to eat, and then play poker again or go home. That's it.
If he carried on disappearing and staying out all night and all this sort of thing, I'd have to call it a day. You know, because I can do without the aggravation. I don't want the aggravation. I don't want to be falling out and shouting and screaming and carrying on. That isn't what I want. I want a quiet life with him.
How serious is she when she says she's going to divorce you?
No, she's only kidding. She's saying that. But I have actually, I discussed it with her. I don't play the roulette anymore. Occasionally. I used to play it a lot, but there's only one winner at gambling. The only way to win at gambling is to play snap with a man that stutters.
You're not in control of things all the time. And I think that's what I'm afraid of as well. I've been through one divorce and I wouldn't relish going through another one. So it will carry on, I suppose. And me getting mad and shouting at him. But like I say, if it's stuck to the one night a week, which it's supposed to do, then I've no objections to that.
Right, well, that's good.
And really, you don't mind him going off to Vegas on his own?
I would rather have us gone away together.
We will do.
And I don't mind him going this once. This 1 year.
This 1 year, okay, love, whatever. I'll just take whatever comes. Talking about a bit of magic, might as well show you. Excuse me, honey. Get the tea. I'm starving. I have nothing to eat today.
Howard, Elaine was saying that a couple of weeks ago that she was absolutely furious because you did stay away for, playing poker for a couple of nights.
Oh yeah, well, we have 2 daughters, and occasionally we don't see eye to eye. So sometimes I make that an excuse. Yeah, I'll show you a bit of magic. Take 2 coins, a 10p and a 2p. Take the paper and you place the 10 pence and the 2 pence on top of that. Oh no, I've made a mistake. What I do is to take a plate, okay? Put the plate on top of there, and you put the 2 coins on top of there like that, right? You make sure there's nothing in your hands. And then you take an empty glass and you make sure there's nothing inside it. You're looking, Bob. Right? It might not work. Right, then watch closely. I've not been doing it very long. Would you help me, Rob? Would you just remove that glass for us, please? Okay. Then would you pick up the coin, please? One of them. And would you have a look? Give it to me. Now pick the plate up. Okay. Oops. Now pick the newspaper up. Careful.
I'm not laughing about it when he doesn't come home. He can't get round me by making a joke out of it because I just don't think it's funny.